Hello, this is Dr. Jeff Spencer back on the air once again with another one of our tactics from the Champions Blueprint. And I want to share with you exactly what's happening right now with the riders. They're back at the hotel. The tour starts tomorrow. There's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of prestige. There's a lot of future that's invested in this. It's a very dynamic kind of transitional day here because all the preparation's been done. They can do nothing more to be more prepared. Whatever they've already done is what they're going to have going into the tour. They always come into it a little bit underprepared in a certain sense because they have to have that reserve to be able to be in peak form in the third week. So it's a very interesting dynamic here. And the riders are to themselves. There's not a lot of talking. They're in the privacy of their own life and their own mind and their own experience, thinking about their aspirations and who's going to underperform, who's going to overperform, and what their fortunes are going to be at the tour. And I want to discuss this because we need to become familiar with this set of circumstances because we'll encounter this a million times in our own life, whether it's a boardroom meeting, whether it's a sales pitch, whether it's going to a PTA meeting, whether it's jumping onto the Little League field. It's basically all the same. There's a period in time where we have to perform live. We can't delay it. We've prepared for it. Now it's a matter of stepping up and delivering when it counts. And there's always that rumbling of fear and apprehension in the background. And I want to talk a little bit about fear here for a second. And we have a tendency to think that fear is our enemy, but I can tell you actually our fear is our friend, because fear tells us that our body is prepared to be able to engage in some level of physical activity with right timing and with right force and with right presence. And that's what sweaty palms are all about. That's what a little sweaty forehead's all about. That's what a racing heartbeat is all about. It's about physical readiness, and we should never misconstrue that as being either underprepared or incapable or driven by fear, not by purpose. And the second thing is that we should never believe that being fear-free is necessary to be capable of putting in a top performance, because it's not. The thing that we need to do is that we need to focus on that one thing that needs to go right to create the chain reaction so that our preparation manifests our best performance, and that we not start grasping at straws and making contingencies for all the things that could go wrong. And when we look at that one thing that needs to go right, we're having a positive attitude towards what we're doing. We're actually making our choices out of what we stand to gain, not what we stand to lose. When we think and make contingencies for all the things that can go wrong, what we're really doing is investing and placing more confidence in our ability to fail rather than our ability to win. So anytime we find ourselves in that situation, we need to take that little pause, and sometimes a little diaphragmatic breathing will help. And that's where you take a gentle inhale through the nose, and then we gently exhale through the mouth. And if we do that for about 1 minute, which is about 5 breaths, what it does, it resets our physiology to relaxation rather than over rev, and it puts our mind at ease, because breath is actually the metronome for the mind. So in summary, the way the champions do it, the way that you do it, the way that I am going to do it, to be able to make sure that we put our best efforts forward when we need to step up and apply the skill and make it count, is number one, we're not going to look at our racing heart rate as a fear-based enemy, but we're going to look at that as our friend in terms of preparedness. We're going to take a diaphragmatic breath to slow the mind down a little bit so it's present in the here and now. We'll be making our decisions on what we stand to gain, not what we stand to lose, and that gives us our best insurance, and it's something that we can actually control, and we have a lot more control over it than we believe, to be able to put our best efforts forth consistently. So this is Dr. Jeff Spencer saying thanks for joining the conversation. Until our next tactic, ride big and ride strong, and we'll see you next time.